Arsenal did their bit last night, didn't they, with a 1-0 win over Burnley as they go in search for a first Premier League title since 2004. Ashley, look, it may not have been the scoreline people predicted. Some saying it's classic Arsenal, winning from a set piece, 1-0. But does it matter? They did it.
No, it doesn't matter. I do think it's a fitting scoreline, especially the way they scored the goal as well, because there's been so much spoken about Arsenal set pieces this season. It was actually a really good goal. Poor from Burnley, but good from Arsenal. And what does it matter if it's 6-0 or it's 1-0? They needed to win the game, and a game that, again, the longer it went on before they scored, everyone in the stadium would have got a little bit edgy. The players might have got edgy, but they managed the game. Even after the goal went in, I think that they managed the game really well. Not at all. They just got to do their part, which is they was playing before Manchester City. They needed to win and put the pressure back onto Manchester City. They did that quite comfortably as well. And it just kind of, I think it falls in line with the season they've had for the majority of the season. They've been in control, I think, this season.
I mean, look, we saw some pictures there of Mikel Arteta at full-time relief. You could see the emotion of what it means. He feels like he's touching distance now to the trophy.
Yeah, and to be honest, I know sometimes he might ruffle some feathers with the way he's been over the last few years, but this is a project he's been working on for a number of years now, and he's always fallen short right up to now, and you can see how much it means to him and his players, but especially to him. I think he seems like the type, as all managers are, but he's really living and breathing this, and I think he knows, and he knew that if it wasn't this year, I'm not sure when it would ever be. They couldn't have got a better season where the competition wasn't as strong as. That's not to take it away from Arsenal, but this year was the year where they were probably the strongest team overall, especially with the players they brought in. They had strength in depth. They covered all bases. So if they didn't get it done this year, I'm sure he was thinking, I don't know what else I can do to get this job done.
But having said that, given what could happen at City this summer, could that mean Arsenal could really dominate going forward?
I think, well, let's suggest that they win the title. I think they will then be planning on making sure it's not a one-off and not having a season a bit like what Liverpool have just had. And when you win something or you achieve something, you want to build on that. You don't want it to be a one-off. You don't want people to say, do you remember 2026 when Arsenal won? You want it to continue. You want to go again and defend your title. It's your title to defend, and you want to put up a good defence of that. So they will, I think that because they've got so close and failed so many times, that getting over the line will be a massive mental barrier for them, that whole football club and the manager. So they'll want to continue with that in years to come.
Okay. In the race for the title, Manchester City must win away at Bournemouth, or Arsenal will have their first league title in 22 years. Jeremy Langdon is at the Vitality for us.
Yes, hello from Bournemouth. What a big match this was anyway. Before the Pep Guardiola news, I've got Alan Smith here with me. Alan, what kind of dynamic do you think the Pep Guardiola leaving news throws on this game tonight?
Yeah, I think it changes it in the away dressing room. There's a reason why City are less than happy with it leaking. So it does when you know the manager's not going to be there next season. Look, all the players obviously want to try and win a treble. What a season it would be for those City lads.
Really good side anyway. They were winning trophies when he got there, but he has taken them to a whole new level. He really has, and he has cemented his place as probably, I would say he's the second best manager ever in the Premier League. For me, Sir Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager, will be the greatest manager in the Premier League ever. I don't think anyone will beat Sir Alex Ferguson's legacy. But Pep, what he's done in a shorter space of time, has been amazing.
At this stage, I would normally reel off the achievements of the manager at this time, but we'll be here all day because he's won so much. Pep Guardiola. But you mentioned Sir Alex Ferguson there.
Yeah.
We know what happened when he left. They haven't won the title since then, and that was 13 years ago.
Yeah.
How do Manchester City make sure that doesn't happen to them?
Well, I think that's probably one of the things that Sir Alex Ferguson looks back on and is disappointed, because what he'd done at that football club and, created this dynasty and created a machine in Manchester United. When he left them in not a great place. The team was ageing. They were on the final legs. Yeah, they won the league, but then he left and David Moyes come in, but it wasn't the same team, and they didn't have the legs to compete, and they didn't rebuild. Pep has rebuilt, so he's leaving that team in a way better position. The club is in unbelievable stature in terms of how it's run with the people there they've got in behind the scenes, the academy, the women's team, the stadium, the fans. that club is absolutely fantastic. It's a brilliant football club. And they've just signed Semenyo, they've just signed Gueye. He's rebuilt that team. Kusanov has come in and looks like the real deal. So, yeah, he's leaving, and there will be a drop-off, but it ain't going to be a Man United drop-off.
But, I mean, Pep will still be the same old Pep, I think, giving it large, as he always has done, giving it his all. So we'll see, but it does give it a slightly different feeling.
City have to win tonight. It's their third game in 7 days. Arsenal are 5 points clear. Do you see them doing that against an informed Bournemouth team?
Well, I mean, it is an informed Bournemouth team, and it's 16 undefeated, which is crazy when you think about it, a club of this size, but it's just a reflection of what a great manager Iraola is. But being his last game, can still get into Europe, so much on it for the home team, which might make things difficult for City. But they're getting the job done at the moment. I've done the last 2 games against Brentford and Palace, and, you know, they've kind of eased through without too many problems.
But I was at the Emirates last night, you know, to see Arsenal go 5 points clear. The stadium, you almost felt like we're nearly here. You know, as a Gooner, what do you want to happen tonight? Do you want to see Arsenal champions even though they're not playing, or to go to a final day?
Oh no, of course you want to get it sorted as soon as you possibly can. You wouldn't want those final day nerves, because there are so many nerves as it is. 22 years without, and it was painful to watch against Burnley last night. It almost felt like it was painful to play in. Certainly for Arteta, he didn't enjoy it. So you'd want to get it wrapped up quickly tonight.
If it does go to the final Sunday, City against Villa, and then Arsenal going to Palace, I mean, that's not a foregone conclusion, is it?
People talk as if it is, and I just think, I know Palace, it's 3 or 4 days before their European final, but Selhurst Park, against potential champions, it's the last game of the season for them. It's been a good season, the last game for the manager, Oliver Glasner, so there's going to be a buzz there, so you can't take anything for granted.
So just finally, Alan, how do you see this going tonight, and will Arsenal fans be celebrating at the end of the night?
Well, I don't know, I never give predictions. It would be a heck of a result for City to win. I think they might not, and I think it might be a draw.
Well, let's wait and see. If that happens, Arsenal fans will be celebrating. It's going to be some night here, with all the focus, of course, on Pep Guardiola.
If you don't have a website for your business, it might as well be invisible. Posting Your AI helps you launch